Nearly 20 years later, original screenwriter Alan McElroy returns to the series he created to retool and reboot, giving Wrong Turn a widely divergent road to follow. This new update shares commonality with the franchise in name only, opting instead to create a tonally confused road trip into the unpredictably bizarre. Rather than the cannibalism of the original film, this remake would like to offer food for thought, but it cannot quite pull it off. This movie cannot find the narrative words to articulate its blurry themes of colonization, barbaric pasts, and cyclical futures beyond bad people do bad things, which is too slight given the material's intended scope. Combined with a lethargic litany of overused horror tropes or the reduction of female characters to maternal usefulness, and you've got one bizarrely ambiguous, brutal horror tale that's never thoughtful enough to see through the conversations it sparks. In terms of characters, it's clear that Jen is our central heroine from the outset. We never really get to know her, or any of the characters for that matter, beyond stock archetypes. The narrative favors telling over showing at every level, including the kills, many of which happen off-screen and only cut to grisly aftermath. There's no rooting interest, making it that much harder to swallow the implausible and wacky character arcs that unfurl. The deeper into the mountains Jen gets, the more left turns and narrative curveballs get thrown our way. A straightforward slasher turns into a completely different movie altogether. But there's too much going on in the story and too little substance to its world building. The latter half presents a bit more interesting movie, but none of it is given enough room to breathe or the details to make it wholly work. The revelations behind the initial attack slow the film's momentum, disconnect from the franchise DNA, and offer little that's novel or refreshing. You will not find many scares here either. The new storyline, by its very nature, requires a sophistication that the movie fails to establish and eventually invites plot holes. Horror fans can savor a few grisly sights, but the film never feels committed to the task, which is unfortunate since Wrong Turn franchise typically revel in the gross-out moments. In the end, this is all about the IP, the name recognition. Hollywood is officially out of both ideas and verve. Excising the serious bloody soul renders the reboot meaningless. This movie wasted the underrated franchise for a chance to tell a tepid, all too familiar yarn. In the end, this movie is boring, uselessly overlong, detrimentally paced, and so wasteful.